Hey, it's Sister Wives. I told John.
No, it's not. It's the Robyn Show.
I told John to put socks on, and he refused. So I put my hair down. So at least some of them will be happy this week.
Just a pervert.
John, that's not. You're so gross. Okay, season 7, episode 6, Robyn's big announcement.
Oh,
and I'm really mad at whoever edited this episode because we spent like 40 minutes hearing about Robyn's announcement.
Well,
and then they were like,
make the announcement. She's scared to make the announcement.
Because she didn't get enough support last time, blah, blah. But then they were like, oh, and by the way, Mary might have cancer. We don't really know. She's been sick for months and she lost 20 pounds. But let's get back to Robyn. Yeah. And so it was kind of like, wait, what? Like, or, you know, Christine talking to the, okay, I'm doing it a little order. They're going to, if the kids get adopted, they're going to change the birth certificate, which, I don't know, anyway, and the last step, and they're going to go through, and then, by the way, Robyn's pregnant, and her son's kind of like, which makes sense. I mean, they say that he's Asperger's, they don't adjust well to change, and having a new baby in the house is a big change. Anyway, then it was like half an hour of like how the pregnancy affects Robyn, and you know, I'm mad at the show because ideologically, I want to be excited about a new soul coming into the world, but Robyn has made me just not care and be like, who cares about this new baby? And I'm like, what an awful attitude for me. Like, oh, I'm a horrible person. And then, like I said, Mary's really sick, and they kind of were like, and then this is what got me mad. So they did a scan, kind of in here, and and it was for her digestion, her stomach issues. And then they call her and say, you really, 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 really need to go to your OBGYN. Okay? That's like not a good sign. It's not like, we found diamonds in there. Whee! I mean, like, they're sending you to the OBGYN for a bad reason. And she goes, alone? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so that kind of bothered me. And then they immediately, like, put it right up against, like, Cody going to Robyn's appointment.
For all we know, she's being shunned at this point.
No, not because it just came out this week.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, so he's on the whole catfishing thing, which is, I mean, you know, anyway. And then Christine and Cody go to talk to Nancy, the therapist, and even Nancy, the therapist, who's, like, on their side, like, points out that Robyn can, like, tell Cody what to do whenever she wants, but the rest of the wives can't, or at least Christine can't, and that frustrates her. Shocking. And he's like, well, maybe I should. And then what the thing was, he didn't even preface it like, you know what, this would be a good thing for our relationship. He says, you know, this could be a good thing for all my relationships. And you're like, you couldn't just spend like 2 seconds just being like, yes, I'd like to do this with you, Christine. Right? Like, I'm no polygamist. I don't know how these things work, but I'm pretty sure, like, that occasionally it's okay to, like, talk to one wife when she's in front of you and you're the therapist, or anything else you want to add.
No.
That's all.
It's pretty awful.
It's not, I thought that at least they haven't mentioned the sister wives closet, but, like, this is my problem, is, like, they could mention it once. Like, they could just kind of casually maybe mention it, like, we closed it down, or it's doing fine, or we've hired other people, or something. But they, like, pick a theme, and they just drive it into the ground. So, like, this theme is adoption. So it's like everything is in lieu of adoption, which is great. I mean...
Except, yeah, I don't care.
Well, I don't really care. I mean, it's a big deal for them, but it's like, they find something that could almost sound interesting, and then they just drive it into the ground, so by the end of this season, you're like, I don't ever want to hear it again. So, that's the show!